G'day folks, welcome to another episode of my 4x4. Today we have a very capable vehicle. You may have seen this before if you're a member of our channel. Anyway, I would like at this point in time to introduce its owner, Dave. G'day mate, how are you?
Yeah, how are you, Gary?
Yeah, not too bad whatsoever. Okay, just hang on, we just need this for one second. Give me 1 second, we just need to improve the shot. There you go, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Jump up. No, it's not for your foot, just jump up. That way you get you in shot. Okay, now in all honesty folks, this is Dave's rig, and we would just like to take the opportunity today to give you a little bit of a walk around and have a look at it. So first cab off the rank, tell us about it. What is it?
Okay, it's a 200 series Landcruiser GXL in pearl white. 2019, late 2019.
Very good. Okie doke. So without any further ado, it seems like you've got quite a few accessories on here. So we will start right up the very front. We'll start with your bull bar and your winch.
Okay, it is pretty obvious. I've got a ARB Summit bull bar, and it is winch compatible as well. So I've got the actual winch happening under there, and yes, as you've noticed, I do come from Mandurah.
Yep, no problems. And what sort of winch are you running in this?
The winch is a Bush Ranger 12,000 pound.
No problems whatsoever. And some fancy spotties up the front?
Yeah, I've had those pretty much when the bull bar went on. They're hardcore 9-inch, and they are bloody bright. Very bright. Yeah.
And they're a really good white light on these things, aren't they?
They are white. It would be good if they were a little bit warmer, just to make it a bit easier on the eyes. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I haven't actually used them as in long-term running, like hours and hours. Yeah. So I suppose it's not that bad. So being short on off, it's okay. Yeah. Yep,
no problems whatsoever. And a couple of aerials.
Yeah. Okay, well the thick one isn't the two-way radio, even though it looks as though it's capable for it, but the thick one is actually just the FM stereo radio.
Okay, so...
Now, the reason why I got this is because, as 200 series Landcruisers know, the aerial for the 200 series is actually in the backside window. Yeah. And since I put the window tinting in it. Yeah. Now the window tinting is like a metallic tint, and so it cuts out a lot of the signal. So I just wasn't getting any signal from the radio, so I had that installed, and I can get 80 kilometres easy. Okay, that's interesting. That's something that I hadn't wasn't aware of, that there was a little bit of a problem. Well, not really a problem, but anyway, you've overcome it. Only if you put tinting, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so this one here is obviously your two-way?
Two-way radio. Yeah, the antenna, I think it's just a 6 dB. Yep. Okay,
and GME?
GME, yes.
Yeah. Do you have, it's fairly substantial there, it doesn't wobble too much when you're driving?
This doesn't. It's actually the thick one that gets a little bit of a wobble. Yeah. So it's fine. It doesn't annoy me.
That doesn't. Oh, that's the main thing. That's the main thing. That's for sure. Okie dokie. Bash plates. Where do you want to give us?
Side step out the way. Okay. Yeah, the bash plate. I got ARB to also do that as well. It's just your standard ARB bash plate. It goes pretty much halfway down.
Okay, so just covers the important stuff up the front, and obviously you've got a couple of rated recovery points down there at the front.
Yeah. Again, ARB. ARB did most of the modifications that I've got on it. Yeah.
Okay, and you wouldn't need your recovery points. Very capable vehicle, mate. Very capable.
Well, I'll be honest with you. With the winch, I've used it 4 times. I haven't used it for myself yet, which is a good thing, I suppose. As you say, it's a capable vehicle. But I've pulled out probably 3, maybe 4 people off the beach with it. So
how'd you go with getting their cars off? Don't worry, it's all good. Get the cars off. It's all good. Sorry, couldn't help myself.
cut.
No, it's not cut, we'll leave that one in. Okay, look, no problems whatsoever. So we've got the front relatively well covered.
Yep.
So I think what we'll do at this point in time is we'll take a little bit of a walk around the side and we'll have a look at what's going on at the side, starting with your snorkel.
Yep, great. Just one more thing.
Yeah, sorry.
Just to mention while at this end, this is for my sand flag.
Okay, so you've got a permanent
3 metre
point there.
sand flag, so it's just a quick
Yeah.
put the pin in and she's on, so it's pretty easy.
No problems.
Hey guys, just me popping in just for a quick cheeky plug on our merch. There are 2 ways that you can help support our channel and content. 1, become a Patreon and contribute monthly on all the different levels on Patreon. Head over to Patreon and have a look at those. Or you can buy our merch. We have t-shirts for $30 each. We have hats for $20 each. We have printed both sides stubby holders for $10 each, and Perth FourbeeFour Adventures decals. I don't even know how that's coming up on the camera, but never mind. They are $10 at all, plus $10 postage and handling. Now we are working on some window banners. I have a graphic artist, GTR Graphics in Wangara, are working on some window banners for us, and as soon as they are available, I will let you know. But if you want to help support our channel, buy our merch. See ya.
Okay, doke. So here we are at the side of the vehicle. So rather than bending down at this point in time, we'll just start snorkel.
Yeah, snorkel. I also got ARB to install that as well. It's obvious. It's a Armax Safari Armax. It's more pretty much all I can tell you.
Yeah, no, that's all right. So
it was ARB anyway.
Yeah, when you actually bought the vehicle, you had everything, like, you know, your bars, your lights, your bash plates, and the snorkel all put in together by ARB.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's probably, well, realistically, that's a smart way of doing it. So while we're here and we've talked about the extra weight that you're throwing onto the front of it, let's go wheels, tyres, and suspension. So
okay, the wheels.
Talk to me.
No, that wasn't ARB. I live in Mandurah, so I got Peel tyre service to supply the wheels and the tyres for me. The tyres are Falcon Wild Peak. They're 285. They're 17-inch rims and a profile of 70. Now I think the standard profile is 65 for the road tyres. Yeah. I did want to go for the 70 of the high profile to get extra gain on the road, so then it matches the GPS speed. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so 285 70 R17s equates to around about 32 and a bit.
Just under 33, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, no, that's fine. Yep. Just before we jump onto the suspension, what do you think of the Falcon Wild Peaks?
They're bloody brilliant. They're really good. I love them. They're tough as hell. And I've already done probably 35,000 kilometres on them already, and the
shit, man, that is a lot of shopping.
And there's a lot of tread still on it, so I'm really getting a lot of
yeah. Okay, so you're quite happy, and I threw that shopping joke in there over the top of it. Don't worry, that's kind of an in joke, but never mind, it's okay.
Definitely not a shopping trolley, that's for sure.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, now back onto the serious stuff. Suspension.
Suspension, yeah. I've got Old Man Emu suspension. Yep. I've had the springs from 200 kilo springs to 400 kilo rated springs, and inside the springs at the back I've got ARB. I've got airbags at the back.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So and
airbags.
Yeah, that's running on a 2-inch lift.
2-inch lift, yes.
Yeah.
So now it's rated for 4 ton.
Yeah. Okie doke. So. Rated for 4 tonne, you're just about over GBM. Now, actually, while we're on it, in real terms, what are we looking at here? 3 tonne-ish?
3.4.
3.4?
That's the fuel tank full.
Yeah.
5 people in the seats.
Yeah. Yep. Not me.
So, yeah,
3.8.
So yeah, fully loaded, it's about 3.4.
Yeah, actually, that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Yep. Okay, just a quick one. Standard mirrors?
No, they're not. They are MSA, well, because I tow a caravan every now and then. MSA, get you in the shot. Okay, I'll just come around you, I'll just show you. So there's 2 stages, just pull out.
Yeah.
and flip out.
Oh, okay.
It's that easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, when I was looking at them, I thought they don't look standard, but that's why I thought I'd just ask the question.
Yeah, and they are actually a lot bigger mirror compared to the standard 200 series mirror.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, doke. So while we're here, we'll just back up a little bit and we'll have a quick look at what you've got happening up the top here. Obviously, Rhino Rack and Max Tracks.
Okay, yeah, I carry 4 Max Tracks. Again, I haven't used them for myself yet. Yeah, Rhino Rack. It's the Pioneer Rhino Rack.
Yeah.
I've got the light bar. I don't know what the light bar is, but that was also an ARB.
Yeah.
It's ARB brand. I can't remember what the actual size of it is.
That's fine.
Yep.
And I see probably a little bit hard. Hopefully we'll get a shot of it later for you. Solar panel up on the roof, is it?
I have got a solar panel. Now, forgive me for saying this, but yes, it is a King's, but I've got to say I am very, very happy with the solar panel. Yeah. It's a 160 watt solar panel from King's.
Yeah.
And look, I've tested it. It really does pull the amount of power out of the sun is what they rate it to be, which is, I think, 8.9 amps, I think it is.
Yeah, well,
something like that. But I'm really happy with it. Yeah.
Look, and again, I go back. A lot of our viewers are sort of beginners, and they start off with budget options. Some people have budget options all across vehicles. Some people have some budget, some high-end stuff. Personally, I see absolutely nothing wrong with using King's equipment, particularly when it's not an integral part of, if you're traveling super remote and your solar panel happens to give up on you, because it may not necessarily be a reputable brand, but hey, any brand can fail. It's not a showstopper.
Oh no, it's not a big deal.
So
I mean,
yeah, there's absolutely nothing.
Start the engine and charge at the batteries again.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. Now, one thing I did notice when we walked around to the side of the vehicle, I couldn't see it. Took me a while. Body armour?
Yeah, I mean,
I
suppose as you look at it, it's pretty much all you can see is wheels and window. The rest is quite invisible, but yeah. Yeah, look, I haven't had these for very long. They're bush barrier.
Yeah.
They're pretty much just a big fridge magnet. That's pretty much it. It's just a big fridge magnet.
Yeah. And
if you look carefully down the side, you can see scrape marks. So that was from driving through Wilbinga a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, hey, it's doing its job.
Yeah. No, 100%. Just a quick one while we're on this, the magnet style that's on your side. Haven't had any problems with this whatsoever, starting to peel, starting to float off while you're driving along the highway and stuff?
No,
like I noticed when we were on the way out here, you had it on your vehicle, so obviously we're coming down the highway 100 kilometres an hour. So no problems at all with that?
No, well, look, my recommendation is, and also what they say from Bush Barrier is, put the panels out in the sun to warm them up, just to make them a lot more usable, pliable, and I think the most important thing is, especially when you're doing 100, 110 kilometres an hour, is on your leading edge of every panel, just make sure that you haven't got a bit of an opening where the wind can catch underneath it. But I tell you, when they stick on, they're on, they don't come off.
Yeah, no, that's good.
I got to admit, they are very, very fiddly to put on. Yeah. Because even though you stick on, say, quarter of the panel, if you haven't got that right, you can't move it. Yeah. So you have to take the whole thing off and then put it on again. So it is very fiddly to put on, but once they're on, hey, look, it's going to save the car from getting spun. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm assuming just the standard side step on the 200. Side step, yeah. Look, I was going to replace it, and the reason why I was going to replace it is the first time I went to Wilbinga, and it was before I had the 2-inch lift. I went over something, I don't know what it was, and it did push up the passenger side step. It bent it up quite a fair bit, but I managed to take it off and straighten it out. The only thing I couldn't sort of get out was a little bit of a little bit of a ripple on the side. On the side, so I've actually got black gaffer tape that I've covered over the aluminium cover, so it looks like part of the furniture.
Yep, no problems whatsoever. Okie doke, so what we will do from here just really quickly is we'll shoot over to the other side so we can have a real quick chat about your awning, then we'll have a look and see what's happening inside the vehicle at the back.
Right.
Okie doke, through the magic of editing we've now jumped over to the other side of the vehicle. Awning. It's obviously not the budget option. Speak to us.
It's definitely not budget option. I've got to admit, it did cost me a lot of money. This is the Bush Company 270 XT or XT 270. Look, I've got to admit, they don't get any tougher than this. It's as strong as hell.
Yeah.
Having said that, I still wouldn't have the thing out the way it is on a windy day.
Yeah.
If it is a windy day, then I mean, obviously it doesn't take poles, but I would rope it down from the corners to hold it down to stop the wind from lifting it up. But as I say, I don't think they make them any tougher than this.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like it would take a fair wind to get this one flipped up and over the top of your roof. But having said that, they're like a great big sail. Okay, just really quickly with the freestanding, I've seen it before. Realistically, how long does it take you to set this up?
To set it up?
Yeah, okay, you pull up to camp, you want to put your awning out. How long start to finish?
Less than a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, less than a minute.
And that's exactly why I asked the question for the viewers to have a look at this now. Not going to ask personal questions about how much you got it for because that's irrelevant. They're a really, really, really good awning. I watched him set this up just before and it was literally like 45 seconds and 15 seconds of that was for him to get the steps so he could actually reach it. So that was pretty cool. and also pretty funny. It was really good. Okay, Dave, look, in all honesty now, we will drop back down. We will get Paul to set these cameras up the back because I really want to see what you've got happening at the rear of the vehicle and inside it. Okie doke, again through the magic of editing, we're at the back of the car, and just one thing that I did want to point out before we open the back of this up here is rated recovery from the back, and I suppose that would have helped you pull those people off on the beach.
Yeah, that has done a little bit of work, yes. Yeah, yeah, look, it's just a standard Bush Ranger hitch receiver. Yeah. Now, when they say, yeah, when you tighten it back up again, just back it off a little bit so it doesn't grab. I've actually nipped that right up because I don't undo this at all. Yep. I use a soft shackle over the top of that. Through that, yeah. Just as a bit of a, I guess you call it a fuse. Yeah. So it'll be the weakest link. So that is permanently on there. I don't undo it at all. No problem. It just makes it easy with a soft shackle.
Just one real quick tip. Okay, particularly when you're doing a lot of corrugations. Doesn't matter how tight you've got these things, they unscrew themselves. Do yourself a favour, get a cable tie, run it through the hole, run it through your shackle there. Right. That'll stop that from coming off because it's really nasty, and this is a good tip for anyone out there that's watching. Really nasty, you've done a lot of corrugations, that pin unscrews itself, your shackle flies off, hits the road, and the poor bugger behind you ends up with the shackle going through his window. So just as a little safety tip, just whack a little cable tie through that. Right. Okie doke, so now what I'll get you to do, I'll get you to open the back and we'll have a look what's inside.
Okay. While I'm at it, I've when I installed the awning, I've adjusted the brackets so it, as you can see up in the camera there, it just clears it, so it's just missing the awning. Yep, nice.
Okay, so we'll pull the tailgate down. Oh, it's all a bit fancy. Yeah. Okie dokie. Okay. Talk to us.
All right, well, I might as well start with the fridge. The fridge is a Dometic, it's a 75 litre dual zone. I found that it is a little bit power hungry, so that's why I got the insulation to go with it. So yeah, it's just, fridge freezer is the way I run it. I usually have it on about...
Time out, sorry. No beer. Very disappointing, very disappointing. Okay, keep going, no, just joking.
Hey, I have ice cream. We'll get to that later. Okay, yeah, so I've got the running at the moment. As I say, I've got ice cream in one at the moment, and I've just got drinks in the other. So I've gone for the lower drawer, obviously because this is big, I can get reach. Yeah, it does lock itself, both ways, what else can I say? I keep my chairs at the back there in there permanently. they're not there just for camping or going away somewhere. Like the missus and I might want to jump in the car and go for a day trip somewhere.
Yep.
Hey, we'll pull out the awning, put out the chairs, we're all set.
Yeah, absolutely. And that you got that barrier in there as well to keep everything in the back separated from passengers, which is a good thing.
Yep, and that cargo barrier is also to stop the dog from chewing the back of the seats and jumping over.
Okay, what, you put the dog in the back?
Oh, yeah.
I'd have thought the front seat would have been for the dog. Okay, one thing that I can see here, and I'll guide you by the hand a little bit.
Yep.
We've got power boards, power points down the side here, so obviously running an inverter.
Yes.
Okay, so what I'll do, we'll do a quick change around so you can speak with that and we can get that in shot.
Right. Well, I've got a, what is it? It's a kick-ass 700 watt inverter. The inverter, look, I didn't want to go for the big 2000 watt whatever. Right. I mean, all I'm running on that is a rice cooker. And just charging up.
Of which he forgot the rice on one of our cook-ups, but that's by the by.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's just mainly powering up low-powered things like drone batteries, camera batteries, just stuff like that. It's just the basic stuff,
No problems whatsoever. And
okay, and this
digital
here,
control.
That is the controller for the inverter. So it's just a straight out. Turn it on. Yeah. And we've got power on it straight out. So what I've done, instead of reaching right over for the power point, I just got a small extension lead. Yep. I put my devices there that I need to charge up. Yep. Straight into the power point. Yep.
No problems. That would be awkward if you're driving along, but never mind. But yeah, no, look, that's actually a really good use of otherwise fairly dead space.
It is, yeah. I mean, look, honestly, I was going to get a bigger inverter, but the only reason why I didn't also get bigger is because it's too wide to fit in that little spot there. Otherwise, I could have probably put it up on the cage, but
no,
I didn't really need the extra power. No.
No, look, and it's like anything else. You don't need overkill. If you're not going to be using it, there's no point paying the dollars to your 2000 watt pure sine wave inverter when you don't need it.
Yeah, and having said that, it's also the extra battery power that you need to run that big inverter as well.
Yep. Okay, so drawer.
Yes, this is where all my tools are and my bits and pieces. So I've got a ARB cargo bag. This is pretty much just bits and pieces. Toilet paper.
I was going to say, it's the essentials, head
just the
torches, insect spray, toilet roll.
Roll of rubbish bags.
Always a good thing to carry.
It is, yes, and toilet paper as well. Okay, all my tools. Now the tools that I've got in here, and my axe, that comes in very handy. My tools, now all the tools inside this are King's tools. I think it was the King's Ultimate Bush, whatever it was. Now, the tool bag that came with it, that lasted a couple of months and it started to rip and tear and whatever. So I just went to Bunnings and bought a bag, and I just managed to fit all the tools inside it. So yeah, this is pretty tough. It lasts. Yeah.
No problems whatsoever.
And the small bag there, I don't know if you can see, I've got a King's bag to put all my recovery gear.
Yep, no problems. Okie doke, so that's actually quite nice and tidy. You've got obviously plenty of room in the side here to throw in whatever you want, you know, whether it be swags or camping gear or whatever the case may be. So
in the back I usually chuck in two small crates that fits in perfectly there, and then I can put all my cooking gear and whatever else in there. And the stainless steel table, a really good preparation table. You know, you just want to stop and pull out the jet boil, make a coffee, make a sandwich. This is really handy.
No problems. Okay, doke. So what we'll do is we'll close all of this up. We'll jump inside the cab and we'll have a look and see what you've done in there and actually what a 200 looks like inside. Okay, doke. So here we are in the office of the big girl. Okay, first cab off the rank. I don't know what comes standard in these things and what doesn't. Okay. So what I will get you to do is just talk us through some of the additions that you've put in. Point them out and tell us about it.
Okay, I think probably the most obvious would be, okay, because this is a GXL, that doesn't come with it, which is the stereo. The stereo is a Alpine, a 10-inch screen, and it's got all the goodies in it. It's got Android Auto and that sort of thing to it. But the main reason why I did get that is because it's also got hammer maps built inside it.
Yep.
So that's a real bonus. But yeah, having a large screen is great.
What, just out of interest, what normal radio came in these? Just a standard run-of-the-mill? Just
the standard. I think it had a little, I think it was like a little 5-inch screen. It was pretty small, and it didn't have Android Auto or anything like that.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting to know. Okay, doke. Other additions that you put in?
All right. As we talked before outside, I do have GME 2A radio, 80 channel, 5 watt, standard, and that also, I can just take that off.
Yep. Okay. So you've actually got the main unit sort of tucked in under the dash there somewhere.
I think it might be underneath the glove box there. Yep.
And
right.
Okie doke. Pointing right along.
Okay. Scan gauge. Now the scan gauge, scan gauge is obviously to monitor the most important running parameters. Okay.
So just out of that, there's a myriad of information you can get on the scan gauge by scrolling through. What do you have? Because you can display 4 items on those scan gauges. What 4 items do you have permanently monitored on that scan gauge?
The scan gauge, I'm monitoring 4 items. The most important ones that I like to monitor is the water coolant temp, the exhaust gas temperature, the volts as well. The reason why I do the volts is because I have once had a flat battery on the start, so I thought, no, I better monitor that. And the torque converter as well.
Okay. One question on that. Being a diesel, engine coolant temperature, what does it normally sit at? Like what's your standard just run around town temperature?
Running around town, it never ever gets off 80, 81 degrees. It's pretty comfortable just sitting on 80, 81.
Okay, so it sort of lives relatively cool around that 80 degrees mark.
It does, even on the main road, like on the main, it's still sitting on 80.
No, that's really good. Okay, any other mods that are outside of standard?
Yes, I have. I have a throttle controller as well, so I've got the Ultimate 9. Now,
so that throttle controller would make an already capable vehicle far more capable.
Very, very capable. Look, the main reason why I got that is, and I only use it when I'm towing the caravan. So the caravan that I'm towing is a 3-ton caravan. So when I put the foot down, there's no lag. It just goes. So I only use it for the caravan.
And again, so many people are, they're great, no, they're not great, they don't do this, they don't do that. I'll be honest, I was never a strong advocate for them, but I'm kind of starting to come around a little bit now, particularly in a diesel vehicle. You like it, obviously.
Like I say, I never ever turn the thing on for general driving around, just the caravan, only because I've got the extra load and I don't want to be like putting the foot out and just waiting for it to get going. So when you want to go, it just goes as if the caravan's not even there.
Oh, cool. Okay, doke. So that's probably taken care of most of your aftermarket additions.
It is,
Just run, I'll take these glasses off so I can actually see inside here. Okay, so we've just got all of the normal. You have a rear diff lock as standard in these?
The standard, yes. And I haven't done any other anything else to the engine, no. Only because I want to keep the warranty.
Absolutely. So we've got centre diff lock, we've got rear diff lock, we've downhill descent, traction control. What the hell's a...
It's got crawl control as well.
Okay, that's what that button is.
Yes.
I'm looking at it going, what the hell's that for?
So there's your crawl control speed. You can't see it on the...
That's all right.
Crawl control,
no, very good. It's actually quite a nicely appointed car, relatively comfortable. Plenty of headroom. It's probably the vehicle with the most headroom I've been in for quite a while, particularly being a big guy. It looks quite nicely appointed. It's quite a comfortable car.
So I've got to say, it is, I mean, not only, as you say, it's a capable vehicle, but yes, it's also like a luxury car inside. Like it feels so comfortable. Yeah, it's just nice.
Yep. No problems. Okay, so what we'll do from this point in time, we will jump out. I've got a couple of questions that I want to run through with you that I'm sure some of the viewers will be interested in. Yep. So we'll just go over a couple of quick Q&As.
Right.
Okay, so we've had the walk around of your vehicle. Just a couple of quick questions that I want to cover off just prior to winding down for people here. First cab off the rank, and we can either dispel myths or we can go, that's not a myth, that's actually true. Mm-hmm. Fuel economy.
Fuel economy, I'm getting about, travelling on 100 kilometres an hour. It is pretty hungry, yeah, I'm getting about 15 litres per 100.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, for the weight of the vehicle, it's nearly 3.5 tonne, about 3.4 I think it is. Yeah. So yeah, I suppose, you know, it's understandable why you'd go through that much fuel. And I'm assuming also with that you drive around town, so you're probably up around about 17 or 18 about
city traffic, about 16.
Yeah. It doesn't really get over 16.
Yeah, okay, and towing a caravan?
Yeah, towing a caravan about 23, 24 litres per 100.
Yeah, okay, so that's around about what I thought it would be. Yeah. Okay, just really briefly, it's in premium condition. Mm-hmm. Have you done a lot of four-wheel driving in it at this point in time, or is it still relatively new to you?
Oh no, I've had it for just over 2 years. Look, I try and get away at least once a month. Yeah. Yeah, so I have done a fair bit in it. Yeah. But having said that, I'm not into the extreme rock hopping type stuff. I mean, I want to keep the panels on the car intact. Yeah, no, and that's fair enough too. Yeah. Thank you very much for bringing your vehicle out today. Really do appreciate it. Appreciate the fact that it's probably not necessarily our normal type vehicle that we would do a walk around on, because it is high end. Yep. But I truly believe that a lot of our niche viewers, being beginners, it gives them something to have a look at. It can show them what can be done as far as the upmarket type modifications and things like that. And also give people some ideas, because just because you have some quite expensive modifications done to this vehicle doesn't mean you couldn't do the same or similar modifications at the lower end of the market. And I think that's really important for everyone to understand. And we'll use your bull bar for argument's sake. Yep. There's probably a price range between sort of $2,000 right up through to $4,500 for a bull bar, depending on make, model, type. So, you know, it's each to their own. But yeah, no, look, I'd like to thank you very much once again for coming out and say well done on the vehicle. It's a really, really, really nice, clean rig. Thank you very much. No problems at all. Gary. And thank you very much, viewers. If you've stayed with this for this long, we'll see you again next time.